Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to another Surprise Attack review. Today we're looking at Season 3 of RWBY. Now, I know you guys are probably expecting an anime talk today. The only reason I don't have one up today is because I did one in advance, but the thing was is that I wanted to do the Season 3 review of RWBY first. And so what I'll do is tomorrow I'll put up an anime talk, um, and then subsequently everything will go back to normal next week. Every other review will be on normal days, and the anime talk will be back on Mondays and Fridays, etc., etc. So tomorrow would be the anime talk. Today's gonna be a review. All right. So what can I say about RWBY season 3, except it is freaking amazing. Um, you know what's funny and it's kind of sad in a way is that when an author dies or someone that creates a show dies, it's, I don't want to say taboo, but I want to say that it's seen in the world of anything anime or creation wise that taking their work and running with it can be a double edged sword. You know, too often that if someone dies and they make a series out of that, like continue on the series, people won't watch it or people will be like, I don't know if it'll be up to what the author wanted or the creator wanted. When Mariam died during RWBY season 2, essentially, he died after, but during that process, I think a lot of people were uncertain where RWBY was going to go. And, when they said that they were going to continue on doing it, I was happy. I mean, I loved RWBY. I thought it was a great show. But a lot of people were, weary. And you can understand why. Because, I mean, it's their work being now, it's his work, being done by someone else. And even though those are the people that were working on it all along with him, side by side, and you got to know the guy and got to know his stylings, it's always the kind of disconnect between the author's mind and the assistants or the co-creators, because you never have the perfect synchronization with them. There's always that little kind of in between moment that you're like, I don't know if he would have wanted this, would he have done this, but what they did with this is am just blown away. Season 3 of RWBY was phenomenal. It was the best season so far of the 3 seasons that came out, excuse me. And I was in love with it from the very first episode to, the end. I mean, I never, it was a joyride of episodes that were all very good. And what's funny is RWBY season 2 was something that got better, I think, toward the middle part. Most people say that too. And season 1 was, mixed bag all between. But season 3 started off on a roller coaster of greatness and just kept on. It's like the roller coaster that never ends and you don't want it to end. It's always going to be awesome. Now, why am I saying that? Why is it so awesome? Well, let's talk. Let's talk about some background story for RWBY in case you don't know what RWBY is. Just to give you guys some background. So RWBY really focuses on 4 main girls. You got Ruby Weiss, Blake, and Yang. These girls over here are represented by, well, literally they're in a row. I mean, Ruby's far left, Weiss is the white girl over there. Blake is the one wearing all black, and Yang is the girl with the golden hair. But they are huntresses, or trained to be huntresses at a school. Now, season 3, it was tough for me to think of how I'm going to do this review because honestly, it's full of a lot of interesting moments that are very, very spoiler-esque. If you have seen or if you've been keeping up with some of the episodes and haven't seen like the more recent episodes, you're going to notice that already people are warning other people online to like go watch the whole show before, because already you can see the flood, and that's kind of why I did this review early, was the flood of people saying, spoilers and stuff like that I can't believe it. It's astronomical because they're spoiling the ending left and right. And I was lucky I avoided that, but then I saw that after I finished the end, and I'm like, wow. Now, season 3 follows these 4 girls shortly after season 2 ends, and this kind of season 3 picks up, where now they're getting ready to go into a giant, like, tournament-like thing at the school. They're all setting up pairs, they're all getting ready. Various characters are getting used to, kind of the fighting scenes, the fighting concepts and stuff like that. But what's really cool, though, is that there's this darker element of everything finally coming together for the guys who are going against them, like the White Fang, who's a group of half-human, half-breeds who are solely hell-bent on trying to stop, the world from seeing them as anything but a superior race. You got the one girl who I'm not going to name who is specifically, but you already know who she is probably if you've watched the show, who's hell-bent on gaining the powers of the 4 goddesses, which if you watch some of the background story, and I know a lot of people don't, but you really should check out some of those background stories. They talk about the world prior to everything going on, the kind of creationism of this world, and you hear about the goddesses, and their goddesses are apparently still existing today, but are kind of embodied in different people. She's trying to absorb all those powers to become a superior being, and you're going to start seeing that kind of fruit of her determination now come off and show up toward this part of the season. Now, yeah, I gotta pause and make sure I don't spoil anything. I'm serious, because it really is. The fights are incredible. There's a lot of good fights in this where, I was blown away by some of the artistic stuff they went with in the season, and also just kind of how they decided to make some of the fights. I mean, some of the fights are so wicked cool to watch and so enjoyable that I was like left in awe. They really, this show, I had a discussion about it being anime, well, even though I know it's not considered anime, but I consider it anime. And if you watch the season alone, you'll also agree with me that it is considered wholly an anime series. But even they got some big talented voice actors, which I guess I'll talk about the voicing now. The voice acting's still very good, but now it's also embodied with actual anime voice actors such as Lyra Lowenthal, Vic Mignogna, just to name a few of the major ones in there. And they are actually main characters in the show, which is really cool. They have a lot of screen time toward the, I think, later half of the series, but it's really cool to see that, because it shows that, hey, there's some love coming out from the anime community for the show. So I mean, if any of you said, oh, this is not anime, hey, listen, you have anime voice actors in there now. One step closer to anime in my mind. Overall, the RWBY season 3 was phenomenal. Like I said, I really wanted to avoid a lot of spoilers, because I'll tell you guys right now, it is chock full of them. There are various characters that I want to say kind of die. Not gonna say who, but they are some of the main characters. Some horrible things happen to the main characters, and I think the opening, even though I'm not a huge fan of the new opening, really does show the kind of tone the season's going for. It was going for a dark, kind of, I don't want to say depressing, but I want to say that it's not as everyone thinks that, every hero series goes the same way. And it really does convey that in the lyrics of the music, where this is not the story of heroes per se. And you're going to notice that toward the end of the series. I guarantee you're going to notice that even during the middle part of the series, where various characters have all these trials and tribulations hit them out of the blue. It's really good, though. I mean, can you guys tell I'm gushing over this? I kid you not. This was a great season of the show, and I really think that, I'm amazed that it's not done by the actual creator. I mean, it's done by everyone that was working on the series before. It's not like they changed hands, but to see such thought and such provocation into the show is phenomenal. It really is. That's why everything, I'm gonna, story's great, voice acting's great, music's very good. I really not a huge fan of the opening, but it's not a big deal personally. I don't know. The graphics look a lot better than the prior seasons. It's still a little bit choppy here and there, especially with the backgrounds, but it's not a huge deal. But it is there, so you got to realize that, hey, listen, RWBY was never the best looking thing in the market. With all that being said, if I had to review the series A through F, I'd have to give it an A-. This is a phenomenal and great show. I mean, it's just that good. Definitely check it out for what it is. It would have been higher probably if the graphics were a little bit better, because they are very important in this, but it's not a big deal. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this review today. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. And as always, until I pass across again in the next review, have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.